Hi, welcome to Do Yoga with me. My name is Satiya. Today we'll be practicing yin, and within that practice we're going to do legs and hips. A lot of stretching, a lot of opening. You will need a blanket prop for sitting on and for support. So let's start with the blanket. You fold your blanket just so that you have enough of a little lip or ridge, and then place the blanket just in behind you, and then come forward and allow yourself just to sit on the very edge of the blanket. So you're not actually sitting up on it. You're just creating a little bit of tilt forward. We're going to do a lot of legs and folding forward. Then you need a little bit of that support through the hips. Most of us, our sacrums and our hips are quite tight, and maybe even our hamstrings. And this will give you a little bit more of that release in the back. So let's start by sitting in a comfortable cross-legged position and allowing ourselves just to ground into the practice. Get ourselves ready to go inside. So connect with your sits bones. Connect with the base of your spine, your sacrum. Pull in on your belly. Lift up on your diaphragm. Expand into your chest, but don't pop your ribs open. Just allow yourself to breathe a bit more deeply into your ribs and your chest. Allow your shoulders to soften. And begin to lift the crown of your chest. So that's just a little bit above your sternum. Begin to lift the crown of your chest up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. Push the back of your head as though you were pushing it up against a wall. And then lift up through the crown of your head, but keep your chin level with the ground. And then soften something, anything in your legs and your hips. Let some muscle that is willing to, let it release. And then once again, reconnect with the spine. Reconnect with your sits bones. Now this time, soften your belly. But begin, or continue, I should say, to pull up and elongate through your spine. So as you lift through the back of your body this time, pushing the back of your head into that imaginary wall and being pulled up through the crown of your head, let that pulling up take your spine with you. But keep your shoulders down. Beautiful. Now place your right hand just on the floor, close to you. And we're going to inhale your left hand up and reach up towards the sky. And then take that left hand over, and we're going to open up through the left side of the body. Take the left hand over and exhale as you attempt to reach that left hand down towards the ground. Take your heart and your gaze up towards the ceiling, while still attempting to keep your left hip on the floor. And hang on to that posture just for a couple more breaths. And then inhale the arm up and exhale it down. Let's do that 2 more times on the same side. Inhale the arm up. Reach up first, and then reach over as you exhale. Taking the heart and the gaze up towards the ceiling. And then inhale up and exhale down. Last time, inhale up. Exhale over. And even though you're exerting energy and stretching out past, maybe even past your edge, continue to breathe. Because it's that breath that's going to keep you in that posture. Inhale up and exhale down. Right side. Inhale the right arm up while keeping the left hand down on the ground. Begin to exhale and tilt over towards the left. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale the right arm up again. Stretching right up first, and then exhale over, remembering to take the heart and the gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale up and exhale down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale over. And let's hold this one just a little bit longer. Inhale up and exhale down. Now place your right hand on the floor just in front of you. Take your left hand and reach in behind you. So middle of your back and middle of your front. If you're able to, push down into the ground as much as you can. If at this point you find that you don't have a connection on the back hand, maybe you'd like to have a couple of books or your rolled blanket in front and behind you. And then take your gaze along with your left shoulder and turn towards your back. Breathe into your belly. Breathe into your waist. Breathe into the stillness. And release. Come back to center. Replace the right hand with the left. And again, take your right hand behind you, keeping your prop, whether it's the folded blanket or maybe it's a couple of books, whatever it is that you need just to give you that stability in behind. And then take your right shoulder towards the back. Take your gaze towards the back. And start your twist right from your hip. So you're twisting through the hip, the waist, the diaphragm, the chest, the shoulders, and lastly, the gaze. And breathe into the stillness. Breathe into the twist. And return to center. Now place your hands both in front of you and walk yourself forward. Walk as far forward as your body will allow. Stretching. Spread your fingers out wide. Connect your knuckles to the floor and allow yourself to let go. Let your head go. Maybe it comes down towards the floor. And then still attempting to keep your hips on the floor. on your blanket if you're using the prop, or just on your mat. By pushing down into your hands and then taking your hips behind you. And breathe right up into your back. Start at your hips and breathe right up into your shoulders. And with every inhale, feel that space that gets created. With every inhale, fill the body completely, as much as you possibly can. And then with every exhale, feel that space and the release that comes with it. Take 2 more breaths here. Fill the back, fill the shoulders, and then begin to walk yourself back up, gently supporting yourself, knowing that each and every posture you want to give yourself the grace and the ease in and out. Just change the legs. So bring the opposite leg in close to the body, and we'll do that posture again. So you're still being supported and brought forward through the hips by your blanket, which you're sitting on just the front edge of. And then begin to walk yourself in and down as far as your body allows. So making the connection with the hips still on your blanket, your knuckles connecting to the floor, fingers still spread wide, and stretching as much of the upper body away from the lower part of the body as possible. And allowing for as far down as your body will invite you to in this practice. If your head or forehead is not on the ground, then support yourself through your arms. But not with tension, just with as much release as is available. Remembering to breathe fully into the back, into the shoulders, feeling the space that's created with each inhale, and then filling up that space with your exhale. Take 2 more breaths where you are. And allow those breaths to begin to wake the body up as we transition to a full seated position. Gradually walk yourself back up. Now we're going to take the right leg, and still being on your prop, take your right leg and put it in just behind you so that your heel comes up against your buttocks. The left leg with the foot in towards the crease. From here, we're going to take our right hand, and the left hand is on the floor or on your knee in a place that's comfortable. And you're going to sweep across the front with an exhale, and then sweep back with an inhale. And we're going to do that 3 times because 3 is such a magical number. So we'll do it 3 times, and then we'll hold on the left side. So sweep across with an exhale and back with an inhale. Sweep across with an exhale and back up with an inhale. One more time, across with your exhale, and then put your arm down just for support. So wherever this posture takes you to, being supported, maybe you're right down on your thigh, But if you're not, then support yourself with your hand and then allow something to let go the shoulders, let go the energy in the neck. And you're going to find that your right hip is going to want to be coming up off your mat, attempting to pull that right hip down while still allowing for release in the front body and across. And maybe in the process, you feel your arm relax, your shoulders relax. Take 2 more breaths here. And then begin to walk yourself back up, back to center. And then we'll switch the legs. So take the back leg and move it towards the front. Take the front leg and move it towards the back. Reposition on your blanket. The exact same thing here. So we'll take the right hand and place it in just behind the knee, and the left hand will sweep across with an exhale and then inhale back. We'll sweep across with an exhale and inhale back. One more time, sweep across with the exhale and then place the hand supported so that it supports the upper body. And you're going to notice one more time that that left hip is going to want to raise up. So attempting to bring that hip as close down to the ground as possible while still stretching across the left side of the body, opening up. So push down into your palms, push down into those knuckles. And release the back of the head, the neck, the shoulders. Take 2 more breaths here. Feel your back and your shoulders. And begin to walk yourself back up. Bring your back leg forward, but stretch it out towards the side. So left leg out, right leg out. Stretch them as far out as you possibly can and reposition yourself just on the front edge of your blanket. We're going to walk ourselves forward just as we did in cross-legged, but this time we're stretching out through the inner part of the legs. If you find that you have tension in your knees, maybe having a couple other blankets around before we go into this posture will help. Just to raise the knees up slightly so that there's no tension in through the hamstrings or down into the calves. So if that's something that you experience, please make sure that you support, always being cautious to not hurt ourselves, practicing ahimsa, non-harm. Walk yourself gradually, slowly, down towards the center, supporting each movement. Supporting each level of that movement, no matter where your body gets to. If this is where you are, then this is perfect. If this is where you are, this is perfect too. So walk yourself out as far as your body invites you to. Support on the elbows and breathe. Go out towards the hands, connect the knuckles and breathe. Release through the head and neck and breathe. Take 2 more breaths. Once again, breathe into the top of your hip and move your hips back. And then begin to walk yourself back up. Now let's go out to the left side. So placing the hand either on the top of the leg, or if it's available to you, down onto the floor, elbows on the ground, hands on the ground. And once again, we'll inhale the right arm up and exhale it over, keeping the heart and the gaze up towards the sky. Allow your body to open up on the right side as much as is available for you. Breathe into the top of the hip. Breathe into the entire side body. Feel into the space between your ribs. Inhale up and exhale down. Let's go onto the right side. So once again, having the hand on the top of the leg or down on the floor, whichever is most comfortable for you. Inhale the left arm up and then exhale over, opening up through the heart and the gaze up towards the ceiling. Creating space between each rib. Breathing into the top of the hip, or wherever the tension is for you. Breathe into that tension and feel the release. Take 2 more breaths and let that last one bring you up and exhale down. Lovely. Bring both your legs in. Bring your feet together. Let's go into butterfly or Baddha Konasana. Hold on to the bottoms, the toes of your feet, and give yourself a lift up through the shoulders, but soften the shoulders, keep them low. Lift up through the crown of your chest, the crown of your head. Elongate your spine again by pulling in on your belly, letting your hips get heavy, and just feeling how that releases something in your thighs and in your hips. Close your eyes if it feels right for you and allow yourself to slip back inside your body. Reconnect with your breath. And let the breath be full and expansive. Breathe into the belly. And on the next inhale, breathe into your diaphragm. And on the next inhale, breathe into your chest. Now let's just take one more fold. So taking your toes and bringing your chest and your face as close to your toes as you can. Keeping the back as straight as possible, just for the transition, for the movement itself. And then when you get to that edge, when you get to that place where you feel your body can't go anymore, then just allow the shoulders to round, the head to drop. Push your hands down into your mat and begin to bring yourself back up. Straighten both your legs. Remove your prop from underneath your buttocks. Bend your knees. Put your feet flat on the floor. Bring yourself in a little bit closer to your feet and lower yourself down. Stretch out your legs. Give yourself a little rock on your buttocks just to loosen up the hips. We've done a lot of opening of the hip, so let's just bring that back into alignment. And then allow yourself to drift into Shavasana, into that place of ultimate stillness. Being aware of the purpose of Shavasana, the integration, the feeling into the muscles, feeling into the energy that's created by your practice. Soften your shoulders. Let your breath go to a soft, sweet inhale and exhale, unefforted. Let your hips go. Let your thighs get heavy. Feel your calves pushing into the floor and the backs of your heels. Take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're complete, roll yourself over to your right. Rest for a moment in your fetal posture. And use your top hand to push yourself back up to seated. Find a comfortable seated posture as we start to close. Thank you for practicing yoga with me. Namaste.